Most people believe humans are naturally good, but there's a quiet truth about human nature that almost nobody likes to talk about. And once you see it, you start noticing it everywhere. Because the human mind isn't just built for kindness, it's also built for status, survival, and quiet competition. And the strange part is, most of this happens without people even realizing it. Your brain is constantly scanning the social world. Who has more influence? Who has less? Who is respected? Who is ignored? And this invisible ranking system shapes how people behave around you. But here's the disturbing part. Many people act kind, not only because they are kind. Sometimes they act kind because it benefits their position in the social environment. And your brain is wired to do the same. Let's imagine something simple. You walk into a room full of people. At first, everything seems normal. People are smiling, talking, laughing. But if you watch closely, something interesting starts to appear. One person speaks, and everyone listens carefully. Another person speaks, and people barely react. Nobody says it out loud, but the room has already decided who matters more. And this is where human nature quietly reveals itself. Your brain evolved in small tribes thousands of years ago. Back then, survival depended heavily on social position. If you were respected, people supported you. If you were ignored, your chances of survival dropped. So over thousands of years, the human brain developed a powerful instinct. Constantly evaluate where you stand in the group. Not consciously, subconsciously. This is why people sometimes change their behavior depending on who they're around. You've probably seen this before. Someone is relaxed and confident with their friends, but around a powerful or respected person, their tone changes, their posture changes, even their opinions change. And here's the strange part. Most people think they're making these choices consciously, but neuroscience shows something fascinating. A large part of social behavior is controlled by automatic brain systems. Your brain is constantly asking questions like, will this make me accepted? Will this increase my status? Will this cause rejection? And based on those signals, your brain adjusts your behavior instantly without you even noticing. But here's the darker side of this system. Once people understand how social psychology works, they can influence others without appearing controlling, not by force, but by shaping the environment. Imagine someone in a group who subtly positions themselves as the confident voice. They speak calmly, they pause before answering, they show certainty in their tone. And over time, something interesting happens. Other people's brains begin to interpret this person as high status. And once that perception forms, people start giving their opinions more weight, agreeing with them more often, following their lead in conversations, not because they are forced, but because the human brain naturally gravitates toward confidence and certainty. Here's the disturbing truth. Confidence feels like confidence to the brain, even when it isn't. Psychologists call this the confidence bias. Your brain evolved to quickly decide who to trust, and confidence became one of the signals. But confidence can be performed, which means sometimes the most influential person in a room isn't the most knowledgeable. It's the person who appears most certain. And once you understand this, you start noticing it everywhere. In workplaces, in social groups, even online. People often follow signals of authority, not necessarily truth. But there's another layer to human nature that is even more surprising. Your brain is extremely sensitive to social approval. In fact, studies show that social rejection activates brain areas similar to physical pain, which means your mind treats rejection as a real threat. This is why people sometimes stay silent, even when they disagree, why they laugh at jokes they don't find funny, why they nod along with opinions they privately question, not because they are weak, but because their brain is trying to protect them from exclusion. And this creates an interesting social dynamic. Most people believe everyone else is confident and certain, but inside, many people are simply adapting to the group. Here's where things get even more fascinating. Sometimes, the most powerful influence in a group isn't the loudest person. It's the person who understands human behavior. They observe, they notice patterns, they understand when people want approval, when they want validation, when they want to feel important, and they respond accordingly. Not in a harmful way, but in a strategic way. Because once you understand what people naturally respond to, communication becomes much more effective. But here's something your brain might not want to admit. You are also influenced by these forces every day. Everyone is, even highly intelligent people, even highly independent people. Your brain constantly absorbs subtle social signals, tone of voice, body language, group reactions, and these signals quietly shape how you interpret situations. This is why awareness becomes so powerful. Once you understand how human psychology works, you begin to notice patterns that were invisible before. You notice when confidence is influencing perception. You notice when group pressure is shaping opinions. You notice when people change their behavior depending on social dynamics. And instead of reacting automatically, you can pause, observe, and think more clearly. So what can you actually take from this? First, pay attention to confidence signals. Confidence feels persuasive, but it doesn't always mean accuracy. Slow down and evaluate ideas on their actual merit. Second, be aware of group influence. If everyone seems to agree instantly, ask yourself whether people truly agree or whether they're simply following the social flow. Third, learn to observe behavior, not just words. People reveal their real motivations through actions, not just what they say, but through how they react when status, attention, or recognition enters the room. And here's the final twist about human nature. The most powerful people socially aren't the most aggressive ones. They're the ones who understand the human mind. They understand how status signals work, how approval shapes behavior, how subtle confidence influences perception. And because they understand these patterns, they can move through social environments with calm awareness, while everyone else is reacting automatically. But the real advantage isn't controlling people. It's understanding the forces that influence you. Because once you see the hidden patterns of human behavior, you stop being unconsciously pulled by them. And that awareness gives you something incredibly rare: the ability to think independently in a world full of invisible psychological pressure. And the truth is, the human mind will always have these instincts. Status, approval, belonging. They're part of how our brains evolved. But the moment you become aware of them, you stop being controlled by the system and start understanding how the system actually works.